My name is Lynette Collins, and my ex-husband, a full-on, love-drunk disaster. He spent 6 months tearing the world apart looking for me, never imagining I'd already moved into his city, opened my own embroidery shop, and even married a top-ranked scholar. Oh, and I go by Fortune Collins now. As for that lovesick ex, I picked him up by the river a year ago. Handsome, capable, charming, and completely obsessed with me. Until one day, I heard him say she was just a passing fling. Giving her gold was already generous. I knew he was about to become emperor. I knew he was ready to dump me. But honestly, my good days were just getting started. Before he left, he handed me a hairpin. I knew right away that was his breakup voucher. So I stayed home, waiting for the payout. But of course, my stepmother had to stir up trouble. She rushed to marry me off as a concubine to the county magistrate. Fine, I could swallow that. But then my stepsister reached for my hairpin. She thought it was a love token. She didn't know it was basically my bank key. And when someone blocks your money, it feels like they're killing your parents. I pushed back with everything, right before an arrow flew past me. And in that instant, I knew my gold had finally arrived. Men always give extra when they're guilty. So I started the performance.
这么久，你一直都是骗我的。
想注视，黄金万两。
Looking at all that gold, I forced down the smile tugging at my lips. And to sell the act, I snapped the hairpin clean in two. A clear, we're done. You return the key after you get paid. I follow the rules. So why did he look furious? I grabbed the silver, ready to start my rich girl life, when the whole story suddenly swerved. Maybe I acted too well, because he twisted the whole thing in his head.
再说一件，如今肯定站在原地，哭着等着他。罢了，啊，掉头，回去找他。
Honestly, with a wild enough imagination, any man turns into a lovesick fool. Luckily for me, by the time he turned back to find me, I was already on the road to the capital with my gold. My friend pitied me for losing a husband, but she doesn't get it. Being greedy for gold is just being smart. Men's affection weighs nothing. Gold weighs plenty. The man who couldn't find me, he completely snapped.
上天入地掘地3尺，你要把他带到我身边来。是。
If I'd known he'd go that crazy, I would have stayed far from the capital. But worse, on the way, I found a scholar fainting from hunger. And since I had chests of gold, I figured saving him might buy me good karma, like buying a lottery ticket. And somehow, I hit the jackpot again. He became the top scholar, and begged the emperor to grant me as his wife. Going from rich and single, to serving tea and raising kids. That's not gratitude, that's revenge. I snapped and went off on him. But then I realized, as the new scholar's wife, my sachets were selling like crazy. Money never argues. So I accepted the title, and we agreed to a contract marriage. Business boomed. My ex went fully love-crazed. He rejected every woman in sight, and kept searching non-stop, until one day, one of my sachets landed on his desk.
站住！这香囊上的云字是谁绣的？
自然是我亲自绣的呀。
老实招来！
我说。